the second time we've done this, and it is fascinating what you choose and how people get engaged with the work. And we're delighted to have done this, and we're delighted that you stayed to the end to see the result. Okay, give me a drum roll. Who can guess what number 1 is?
17.
This one.
17.
No, the sphere. It's the sphere. Now, Joe, your job is to speak about that piece of art.
Well, it was in Davidsonville, Maryland, where Martha and I live. Yes, there she is. And it was a friend of ours that had this monstrous big tree. It had to be at least 5 or 6 feet in diameter. It came down, and she expected me to pick it up and carry it away. I declined. But then she had a boyfriend, I guess it was, that picked up part of it and brought it, dumped it off, and said, well, now can you do something with it? And it sat around for about a year, and I finally did something with it. Okay, you have this machine that's a lathe that you could mount things on, and it turns it in, say, that direction. Then you stand there with there's a bar that's solid and chisels, and you just take off everything you don't want. And it's a little dicey with something this size and hard to hold it and all that, which is why it costs so much. Okay, this was all natural. What happens with particularly oak trees and other trees is if you have a limb that breaks off, that limb dies and it rots, but the tree tries to grow around it to sort of encapsulate it, much like if you cut yourself, it's going to try to grow back and encapsulate the wound. Trees do the same thing, and so you have here a branch that rotted out, and the tree, as it grew around it, to encapsulate that wound, if you would call it that. So this is all natural. This was a stump that was probably about this long, about that big around, hollow, but all completely enclosed. And when you open it up, you get the blackness.
I'm fascinated to know something. So when we look at this, it's got so many dimensions to it, but you've got this wood here that is so smooth going around. I don't want to touch it, right?
You're welcome to touch it, by the way.
Okay, this also smooth going around. It's beautiful, and everything is great about it. And you've got all these layers in here, but then it's open here. Did you purposely open that?
No, this was the there was bark on the outside of this.
Okay.
This is the sapwood of the tree, which is softer and more prone to rotting. And this is partially rotted. I mean, it's already softened a little bit. And this is the heartwood, the stuff that did that.
The healthier and older.
Yeah. And this tree had to be 200, almost 150 years old, at least 150 years.
I had the pleasure of building Joe's website, and we did some videos several years ago. So there's a video on his website, and his web address is on your catalog, that tells the story step by step of how he takes a big piece of wood and creates a piece of art. So it's interesting.
I think it's remarkable.
Well, thank you.
And the good news is it's for sale.